Whether you are setting off on a quick city break or wanting to reunite with your loved ones this holiday season, Luton Airport is high on the list of airports you would depart from. But have you ever thought about what would be the easiest and most convenient way of getting there from central London? Well, today I'm going to try and answer just that. We are heading north out of London on the Thameslink Class 700 to Luton Airport, and then back down on the East Midlands Railway Class 360 to see how both services compare. Right, so we need to see what these costs are like. How long will it take you? And if you have a few bits of luggage, what is the more comfortable option? So if this is what you're after, then just kick back, relax, and join me on this little weekday adventure. One of the things you'll notice as soon as you jump on board is how well lit the carriages are. You have space for luggage by the doors and under your seat. You can just about put a cabin bag under the seat. You'll also find storage overhead for bags. Seating here is laid out in a 2+2 configuration.
Luton Airport Parkway, Luton, Belgrave, Harlington, Flitwick and Bedford.
So I was just about to comment on how amazing the legroom was on these Class 700s, but then I realised I'm in accessible seating area, so obviously it would be more generous. First stop on this journey is West Hampstead. West Hampstead is situated on the borough of Camden in northwest London. Here you can connect with two other stations, West Hampstead on the Jubilee line and West Hampstead Overground, which is a couple of 100 metres walk away. Ever wondered what the underneath of the train seats on a Thameslink train look like? Well, here you go. Look at that engineered support. It might not be interesting, but there are not many trains where you can actually put a cabin suitcase under your seat with ease. We breeze past Elstree and Borehamwood, which is in Zone 6 on the London travel card map, heading towards the city of St Albans. If you haven't used this service in a while, one of the big changes is the ability to use your contactless card now for travel on the Thameslink line all the way up to Luton Airport Parkway, or Welwyn Garden City on the East Coast main line. This does not include Oyster though, so please be mindful of that. Oyster is good on the Thameslink as far north as Elstree and Borehamwood. We are arriving at Harpenden now. If you're travelling from here, you can catch semi-fast services from here to London St Pancras, where you will stop at St Albans City, then continuing on non-stop to St Pancras. I really must iterate to you guys how useful this Thameslink connection is for people. One stop from Harpenden and you're at Luton Airport, and then heading south in the other direction, you can head all the way down to Gatwick Airport, so that's pretty cool. Arriving at Luton Airport Parkway now. This is our final stop on this part of the journey. There is quite a lot of station upgrades going on at the time of filming, as they provide better access for the incoming DART services which start in 2022. On the right, we have an EMR Connect Class 360, which is heading north up to Corby. We'll be jumping on one of these later. The DART, or the Direct Air Rail Travel, is a light metro service which in 2022, when it opens, will have a direct connection to the terminal at Luton Airport. A massive upgrade, as you will see shortly, compared with the current mode of transiting passengers from the Airport Parkway station to Luton Airport. DART is costing the best part of £225 million and is claimed to make a link to the airport from central London in about 30 minutes, which definitely brings Luton into play should larger airlines want to use Luton Airport's gate slots. This is a 2.1 kilometre rail link from station to airport and will run 24 hours, which is great for those late night or early flights out of Luton, which we all know about. As of making this video, checking the train timetable, the first train out of St Pancras to Luton Airport leaves at around 2:44 a.m. in the morning, and the last train out of St Pancras departs at about 2:30 a.m. in the morning. Times will vary during weekends and holidays, so please check before you travel. Also doing a check on trainline.com, there are 261 direct trains from London St Pancras to Luton Airport, so not really going to be stuck at the stations waiting too long for one. You see this bus in front? Watch how it's going to get filled like it's London at rush hour. Good luck if you have a lot of luggage, because until the DART is up and running, it's either cramming into this bus, grabbing a taxi, or like I saw the other day driving to work, walking the 2 kilometres down the hill to the station, dragging your luggage behind you. Luton Airport passengers, listen, respect to you for doing this for so long. Hats off to you. It's cramp, isn't it? We're packed into this bus like sardines. I only had a rucksack with me, but if I was with luggage, I would have probably taken a taxi. I was mindful considering we're very much still dealing with this current pandemic, but to be fair, the DART service project got put on hold due to the pandemic, so all the passengers had to deal with this shuttle for a little while longer. But once the DART service is in play, then that should alleviate some of the congestion that these shuttle buses are having to deal with. Right, so here we are. Shame I'm not flying today, but that smell of aeroplane fuel in the air keeps me going for a little bit longer. Walking into the terminal really just to see if anything has changed from when I was back here in 2020. It's a little busy, which is nice to see. Now we've got this leg out the way, let's have a look at the return leg. What's that going to be like as we head back down to London on a Class 360 with EMR Connect. Services from Luton Airport Parkway using EMR Connect runs every 30 minutes, which is not as frequent as Thameslink, and services start in both directions from 6 a.m. We're going to be in a Class 360 Desiro, which beady-eyed viewers from London may have seen these before when Heathrow Connect was a thing. You remember that? Built by Siemens from 2002 to 2005, they were previously used on the Great Eastern Main Line between London Liverpool Street, Clacton-on-Sea, but also trains, stations, Colchester, Town and Ipswich. In May 2021, they switched over to East Midlands Railway, which are running the 360s up to Corby from London. These trains have a top speed of about 110 miles per hour. As opposed to East Midlands purple livery on the intercity services, EMR Connect has a external blue and white livery, but on the inside looks like it still has the old Greater Anglia livery. Seating is in a 3+2 and a 2+2 configuration. Both standing and accessible toilets are available, but to my knowledge there was no power or USB sockets on board to charge my phone, but you do get free Wi-Fi. At the front of the train, the first class section has been declassified, which means standard ticket holders can sit in here. Overhead storage is available, but there was no dedicated luggage rack that I could see on board. One good thing about this train being used by East Midlands Railway is that the benefit of these trains is a reduction in the carbon emissions, as much as 77% versus the older diesel trains that was used. And it also lowers noise for the line-side neighbours. So kind of a good initiative that East Midlands Railway are doing this time. let's break down the cost of this trip. So the shuttle bus ticket from London Airport Parkway was £3.80. This journey on the trains was £33.10 for a day return, or £58.10 open return if you come back within 1 month. Once the dark comes into play in 2022, this would be even better value for money versus taking a taxi or driving and parking up, as we all know how expensive that can be. We are now on our final approach to our final stop, which is London St Pancras, where the train will terminate. Overall, I would say that from a straightforward point, EMR Connect is a quicker service than the Thameslink, we know that. But the Thameslink is a larger train with more carriages, which means more space for luggage. And it actually means more space for you to sit down. You can sit at the bottom or the top end of the train. These are two compelling train routes, which are equally as good, but for different reasons. Hopefully you found this video useful. If you have, why not drop a like? I'm hoping to publish more videos like this in the coming months. So please like, subscribe, share with friends, drop a comment. Let me know how this format of video was in comparison with some of my other uploads. All that's left to say from me is I hope you guys have a lovely holiday season coming up. Be safe, be well, drink loads, eat loads, and we'll see you again for another video from Ron Wanders Off. Take care.